Okay, so let's just dive right in. Everyone cares, right? I mean, at least a little bit about what other people think.
Yeah, totally. It's like baked into us somehow.
Exactly. And, when you actually create something, put a piece of yourself out there, well, that feeling gets way more intense.
That tension. You want to do your own thing, be authentic.
But then you see a negative comment and oof, it can really land.
And that's pretty much what we're digging into today, isn't it? This push and pull.
Yeah, we're looking at some real insightful reflections from someone who's right in the thick of it, creating stuff, getting feedback, the whole messy package.
It's not some dry theory. It's like, here's
No.
what it feels like trying to stay true to yourself when everyone else has an opinion.
Right. So our mission, if you will, for this deep dive is to kind of unpack that. Like, why does it feel like this?
And maybe more importantly, how do you keep going? How
Yeah.
do you keep doing what matters to you without letting the noise completely derail you?
Right. So first off, the source material really gets into that physical side of it, that gut reaction. It's not just in your head, is it?
No, not at all. And the way the author describes it is so vivid. You know, that tightness in your chest.
Yeah. Or that knot in your stomach.
Right. Or that compulsive need to just keep scrolling through the comments.
Or the opposite, just wanting to clam up, say nothing at all.
It really hammers home how deep that need for, I guess, acceptance or belonging runs. It's physiological.
It really is. And you can know intellectually, right? You can tell yourself, oh, it's just one comment or this doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
But it still hits hard. The source mentions this too. Like, even if you understand cognitive distortions, all those mental traps.
Yeah, those negative loops.
Exactly. Even knowing about them doesn't mean critical words just bounce off, especially if they're from people close to you or, even just randoms online sometimes.
That awareness isn't like an instant shield, is it?
Not at all.
And I think that's a really key point here. We sometimes talk about resilience like it's this impenetrable armor.
Right. Like you're supposed to feel nothing.
But maybe, as this reflection suggests, some vulnerability is just part of the deal when you put yourself out there, which leads nicely into the author's own creative journey.
Yeah, this part really hit home for me. So the author talks about making things, videos, music, ideas, whatever, because they want to, right? There's this like internal drive.
It's not just chasing likes or validation.
Exactly. But then, bam, the reality of being online. You can't not see the metrics, the views, the comments. They're just there.
And some of those comments, wow, the examples given are pretty raw, like just cringe,
Yeah, or block.
no talent. And the one that feels very, no, AI did all the work.
Right. That immediate kind of brutal shutdown, it's got to be deflating, even if you're trying really hard not to care.
And the author's pretty open about that feeling, that internal conflict, wanting to be unaffected, but still feeling that sting.
That gap between like the ideal self who doesn't care and the actual self who kind of does.
Yeah. And that AI thing is interesting, too. The author seems to be grappling with this idea of, okay, maybe I did use AI as a tool,
Uh-huh.
but did that automatically make the whole thing worthless? Especially like the example given, creating 50 free songs about U.S. states.
Right. It's a lot of output given away freely. How is that nothing?
Exactly. It's a substantial contribution.
And I liked the contrast drawn. Like if someone said they wrote a book using AI, the author's instinct wouldn't be dismissal.
No, it'd be curiosity. Like, oh, cool. What's it about? What did you learn?
Yeah. It points towards wanting a different kind of engagement, doesn't it? Less judgment, more like genuine interest in the process or the outcome.
Which ties into that broader feeling the author expresses. This sense that no one's allowed to just exist anymore without walking on glass.
That really resonated. Like there's this constant low-level skepticism waiting to pounce.
Yeah, this rush to find fault, to discredit, instead of just letting people be, letting them try things, or even just asking questions.
And then the source kind of zooms out to look at where that harsh criticism often comes from. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, the observation that it's often loudest from people who aren't actually, making things themselves.
Uh-huh.
And the source suggests this link to projection, the psychological idea.
Right. Like it's maybe easier to throw stones from the sidelines.
Exactly. Easier to critique than to actually put yourself out there, risk being vulnerable, risk failing yourself.
Yeah.
It can be a way to manage your own stuff, your own insecurities.
And our whole online world just seems to pour gasoline on that fire, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Information overload, algorithmic outrage.
Everyone gets a megaphone, right? And there's this feeling that you have to share every single opinion instantly.
Yeah, whether it's like based on anything real or not, Truth, compassion, actual experience.
Mm.
Sometimes those seem secondary.
So in that kind of environment, figuring out how to handle criticism isn't just nice, it's kind of essential.
Which brings us to the mindset shift the author talks about. It's less a quick fix, more like some principles to hold on to.
Yeah, I liked that framing. No magic wand, just some honest self-checking.
Right. And the author poses these questions first to themselves, but really, they're for anyone listening too.
Like, how do my actions actually impact other people?
Uh-huh. And also, am I really living in line with my own values? Like my values, not someone else's.
And the conclusion there is pretty solid, I think, if you can honestly say yes to those.
Then even if someone disapproves, even if it hurts a bit,
It says more about them and where they're coming from, right? Their ignorance or their issues, not your fundamental worth.
it's about finding that internal anchor.
Yeah.
And related to that, the author stresses acknowledging your own effort. I love that line.
Which one?
The one about, I'm not the best at everything, but I am above average in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah?
And above all else, I'm trying. That still counts.
Giving yourself credit for just being in the game, basically, for the effort itself.
That self-acknowledgement, that bit of self-compassion, it feels crucial for building up that resilience, you know? Not shutting down feelings, but being able to keep going despite them.
And then there's that fork in the road moment the author describes. Do you let the criticism stop you?
Or do
Yeah.
you somehow use it as fuel?
Yeah. And the feeling I got was definitely, lean towards using it. Don't let unfounded negativity win.
Let it motivate you rather than shut you down. If anything, maybe it confirms you're doing something worth reacting to.
Maybe. Which kind of leads us to the wrap-up thought from the piece. It's powerful,
Mhm.
basically. You don't need to be bulletproof to keep moving.
Exactly. You can feel the sting. You can have that discomfort.
But it doesn't have to paralyze you. It doesn't have to stop you.
The key is momentum. Staying connected to why you started. Staying, well, real, as the author puts it. True to yourself,
Even when it's hard.
especially when it's hard.
That feels like the core of it, yeah. You can care, you can feel it, but you don't have to let it control your direction.
Precisely. And, maybe that leaves us and everyone listening with a question to chew on.
Okay.
How can you start using that discomfort, that sting of criticism? Not as a stop sign, but maybe as a compass.
A compass. How so?
Well, like a signal to check in. Am I really aligned with my values here? Am I really passionate about this? Does this criticism actually have a grain of truth I can use, or is it just noise reflecting someone else's stuff? Using the feeling to guide you back to your own truth.
Using the discomfort as data, almost, to make sure you're still on your path.
Yeah, that seems like a journey worth taking.